Hello guys, welcome to the first video of my channel. Apparently I just started making it just because it helped me learn, I guess. So today I'm going to be talking about macromolecules. So I'm going to be talking about everything you need to know for your exam, studies, and everything, blah blah blah. So first I'm going to be talking about carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are chemical compounds that fall into four main groups: disaccharides, monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. The formula for one of the most prevalent organic molecules is CxH2O and Y, which is made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms. Because they are an energy generated during photosynthesis from carbon dioxide and water, carbohydrates are easily discovered in green plants. Carbohydrates mostly come into forms of monosaccharides, or simple sugars, found in fruits and natural sweets such as honey. Two of the most important simple sugars are glucose, galactose, and fructose. They all have the same molecule formula, for their atoms have different structure arrangements and characteristics. These changes affect the biological importance of aromatic molecules and are detectable by living organisms. The energy in glucose molecules bound provide a major amount of energy needed by most living things to carry on with their daily movement. Galactose is a simple sugar that is rarely found alone. Instead, it is usually combined with other simple sugars to produce larger compounds. Monosaccharides, which is another name for simple sugar, is any of the basic components that make up carbohydrates. Disaccharides, or double sugar, are two molecules of simple sugar. Large molecules are known as polysaccharides and can carry up to 10,000 monosaccharides within them. 3 to 6 monosaccharides are oligosaccharides. Sorry for my pronunciation. Now that I talked about carbohydrates, now I'm going to talk about lipids. What are lipids? Lipid is a group with different varieties of organ compounds made of fat, oil, hormones, and other components of membrane that are grouped together because there is no noticeable water contact between them. One type of lipid that is stored as fat in adipose cells is triglyceride. And, well, as everybody knows, water is a necessary substance for life. Every molecule part of a living cell is soluble in it. Lipids are mainly made of small components molecules chemically linked to produce huge macromolecules polymer. The structure of many of these molecule building blocks are comparable or identical. Certain lipids have amphithetic structure, meaning that a bigger portion of their structure is typically hydrophobic and the rest is hydrophilic. Rarely do fatty acids exist in nature as free molecules. Instead, they are typically found as part of several complex lipid structures, including phospholipids, fats, and energy storage compound. Members of the carboxylic acid class are made up of hydrocarbon chain with a single and a new carboxylic group at the end, COOH, if you want to know the formula. An acyl group is a portion of carboxylic acid that does not contain OH group. Unsaturated fatty acids have one or more carbon double bonds. The term unsaturated indicates that fewer of the maximum possible number of hydrogen atoms are bonded to each other, each carbon in the molecule. Now that we talked about lipids, now we're going to talk about proteins. Well, proteins are a highly complex substance that is in every living organism. Nutrient-rich proteins are essential to the process of metabolism needed to maintain life. Compared to sugar or salt molecules, protein molecules are much larger. The structure is made up of several amino acids connected to create lengthy chains, like how beads are strung together. Animals are unable to produce amino acids like plants can. Even though all amino acids are essential for life, inorganic nutrients which apply nitrogen, potassium, and other elements necessary for growth can be found in plants' growth media. During photosynthesis, they use carbon dioxide in the air to create organic compounds. Animals such as cattle, who consume exclusively plant material, needs a lot of plant-based food to meet their amino acid requirements. Human and other non-rumination animals on the land mostly get their proteins from animals and products they produce, such as dairy products, meat, and eggs. Certain organs have high protein contained, but this does not imply that quality of a protein in an organism or tissue determines its importance. In fact, some of the most significant proteins, including hormones and enzymes, are found in minuscule amount. All proteins have characteristics of being made up of extended chains of amino acids. The molecule's A carbon atom carries two groups, a carboxylic group and amino acid groups. Well, last but not least, we're going to talk about nucleic acid. Nucleic acid is a chemical compound that provides a primary molecule in the cell that carries information and controls the creation of proteins. Nucleic acids are understood by their capacity to decompose into sugar, phosphoric acid, and a variety of organic bases. DNA and RNA are two main causes for nucleic acid, with DNA being genetic material in all organisms and viruses, and RNA in certain viruses and living cells. Nucleic acids are long like chain molecules made up of nucleotides, which give us a structure, which are nitrogen-containing aromatic bases attached to pentose sugar. They contain 4 or 5 bases you would see in DNA and RNA. If you're into genes and stuff like that, you would see them like normally. In DNA, you would find adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, and uracil. Each one of these go by A, T, G, C, and U. Well, DNA's pentose sugar differs from RNA ribose by lacking a hydrogen group on the second carbon. Nucleosides without phosphate group are attached to bases. Phosphosides bond which are connected successfully. Sugar residues are same as both in RNA and DNA. The primary building blocks of nucleotides is ribose phosphate from glucose, which is produced from cell fructose, so from a pronunciation. During nucleotide assembly, the primate ring is produced first, then the pruned ring, producing nucleotides with phosphate attached. DNA is a polymer composed of 4 nucleotides, A, C, G, and T, joined by a phosphate and deoxyribose sugar reduced backbone. These nitrogen-containing bases come from complementary pairs with nearly identical hydrogen-bonded pairs bridging sugar-phosphate chains together. To summarize everything we learned today, we learned about macromolecules. And make sure to watch more of my videos if I continue to make more videos. See ya!